Shabbat Shalom. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is enjoying a wonderful Shabbat. Wanted to discuss a movie from 1993. I believe it came out in August or September of 1993. And it's the kind of movie that Disney's not going to make anymore. It's a Touchstone movie. Hollywood Pictures, Touchstone, all their smaller labels, they don't use them to create, R-rated movies. This is an R-rated movie about college football. It would be a conflict of interest now with the way they own ESPN and everything. They just don't make that kind of movie. This is The Program, and it stars James Caan from Misery and The Godfather. Halle Berry is in it. She gets second billing. I'd say she's more like fourth or fifth billing. You got Omar Epps in it. I guess they're just doing this alphabetically. Craig Sheffer, and then Kristy Swanson. I would say that Craig Sheffer is the second main character, and then maybe Omar Epps, and then Halle Berry, then Kristy Swanson, or something like that. A guy named Abraham Ben-Ruby, who would go on to be on ER, and was on a TV show called Parker Lewis Can't Lose. He's in it as one of the, I believe his name is Bud Light in the movie. One guy named Latimer, he went on to be in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, and he's had some issues, I guess. I guess he didn't get along with Gunnar Hansen, and then later he was charged with some different crimes and things, or accused of them. So he's kind of a wild card in the movie as well. He's taking steroids. I thought it was pretty interesting. You don't usually see steroids depicted in movies too much, especially in this era, or in general. It's usually ignored when talking about football, even though it's commonly done. How they beat the testing and everything like that. So I thought that was interesting. Craig Sheffer is the starting quarterback in the film. He's a Heisman candidate, and his father's this guy from the wrong side of the tracks, a couple states away at least. And just a dumbass. Just, him and his uncle just drink on this bar, or on the couch all the time. They don't even go to the bar. And so his dad's never seen him play. His mom's died a long time ago. And so, he's kind of just this starting quarterback that's leading the team and doing well. But then you get in this DUI situation, and he has to go to rehab in the middle of the movie during his Heisman campaign, and he's already started to date Kristy Swanson, who's a tennis star. First, she's resentful of him and the football team for being arrogant and, the main source of revenue on the campus, so they're taking up the gym all the hours that she wants to work out, and she's got some knee injury. So they had to start developing a relationship, and I found that, I just enjoy seeing Kristy Swanson in movies. I don't really know about her character or her performance. Per se, I found the costumes to be really odd. Like, she's wearing like a business suit at times when they're going out. She's just a college student. I don't know why she's wearing like she's gonna go solve some detective crime or something. It's really weird. It's almost like the costuming is done for a different movie. I'd say a couple times that's the case. It doesn't say the costume designer's name on the back, but Samuel Goldwyn Jr. and Tom Rothman were involved in the production of this movie, and David S. Ward is the co-writer. He wrote Major League and directed that. He made Cannery Row years and years ago, which was an underperforming movie from the early 80s that had a lot of scandal involved. He also wrote The Sting. That was his first major movie, and he won Best Picture Oscar. He wrote Sting 2 and several other movies, and then in the 80s he wrote Major League, and then actually wrote and directed King Ralph, which is one of my favorite movies. And then he made The Program, and I believe Major League 2 shortly after, or around that time. And he really hasn't done much the last 15, 20, 30 years. He's mainly been teaching at Chapman College in recent years. And he also wrote Flyboys, which came out almost 15 years ago now, in 2006. So it's quite a long time ago, but at least he has that. And Tony Bill, a friend of mine, he produced both The Sting and Flyboys. So has had a long-standing relationship with Tony Bill, so that's always interesting. Yeah, here's Craig Sheffer. He's wearing a leather jacket and going around. I mean, he's like in his 30s in this movie, playing a college junior, so that doesn't overly work at times. But he has a good performance. James Caan gives a good performance too. You really don't know much about his character or his fellow coaches, and in a way that's good. In a way, it's kind of like this is just, the pilot for a TV show that never got picked up. That's kind of what I feel this movie is. If someone would say that they re-edited first couple episodes of a college TV show, football TV show together, and this is the outcome, I wouldn't say I disagree. Especially because they take out like this whole sequence at the bar where they are reading the Heisman magazine, Sports Illustrated, and then they decide to go lie in the middle of the street underneath a car as it goes by, because the quarterback already has this daring personality. So I remember seeing that in the theaters 25, 30 years ago. I saw it opening weekend at the Virginia Dare Cucamonga Theater. And I definitely remember them lying underneath a car as the car goes over the top of them. But I guess people imitated that or something stupid, and they removed that sequence from the movie. So it loses a little bit of personality with that. I thought the guy that played Alvin Mack, the defensive lineman, he did really good. I guess he's the son of a famous football player. He did good because when he gets injured for the year, you actually feel bad for him. He's going to lose everything and go home and just have to listen to this team on the radio. And this was his ticket out of being in poverty, and there he goes back to this poorhouse at the end. So that's pretty interesting. And honestly, the stuff with James Caan's daughter being involved with the backup quarterback and all that, that's kind of underdeveloped. You kind of wish that Joey Lauren Adams would have had a little bit more scenes in it. She's definitely one of my favorite actresses of that era, and she's never really in a movie as the star except as Chasing Amy. So anyway, this is the program. Halle Berry and Omar Epps. I guess that would be kind of a strength of the movie, that Halle Berry helps recruit him to go to the school, and she's dating the main running back, where Omar Epps is the new running back they're trying to get, and that once he's actually recruited, she just tries to be his tutor instead of date him, or she doesn't want to tutor him, she doesn't want anything to do with him really too much. But then they start developing a relationship, and then he realizes that her dad was kind of ghetto like him, and then became part of society through football and everything. So anyway, I mean, it's a long story. There's a love triangle between the three, which is the two running backs and Omar and Halle Berry, and then how he gets to know her father, I guess. I mean, that's without that being in the movie, it doesn't really have too many character stuff to really root for. You don't know much about Bud Light, but you like him. You don't know much about a lot of the other players, and you don't necessarily like or dislike them. They're all just kind of there. But you wish you'd had a little bit more details about some of the key people involved in the team. And then obviously, I don't know if anyone's ever really discussed this, but they go to a bowl game. They qualify for a bowl game in this movie, and then instead of going and showing the bowl game, unless I'm mistaken, they just end the season and they're going to go on to recruiting. So I guess the bowl game happens, a month later, so they don't want you to say, here, a month later, here's the bowl game. But I kind of wish that you'd see if they win their bowl game, You get to know this whole team and everything. So got thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. Is overall. Come look inside the gritty world of college football. From different worlds, they come to prove themselves in the gritty world of college football. And it's Eastern State Timberwolves are the name of the team in it. I really enjoyed the movie, especially towards football season here. Good to review a movie like that. Picked it up real cheap last week, and that's a review by David S. Ward. Hope everyone can check it out. It's an oldie, not a great movie, but a good movie. An oldie, but a goodie. And Shabbat Shalom. Hope you all enjoy it. And as always, James Caan gives a good starring performance, and the movie has a lot to think about. Bye for now.